Hello, friends! Sometimes fate brings two people together in such an amazing way that some stories are hard to believe. No one knows for sure how two lonely people come to meet, by chance or because of fate, but in an instant, all the puzzle pieces come together in one big picture, and then no one has the power to change anything. This is how you can describe what happened to this girl named Emmy Abrahamson. The girl was born in a prosperous and wealthy family. Her childhood passed in her homeland in Sweden, and after finishing school, she moved to London, where she graduated from university. Life turned out perfectly. Higher education, later work as an actress in Amsterdam, and by the age of 29, she was a director and art director of an entire theater in Vienna. It seemed like everything in her life was planned to the smallest detail, except one thing. The girl was lonely. Due to her work schedule, tours, and business trips, she was never able to find the man of her dreams. And when all of her friends had already been married for a long time and had children, Emmy passed long, cold evenings alone. Of course, men paid attention to the young woman, but maybe she had not met the right man for her yet. It was 2005. Emmy was already 29, and in a week, her birthday was to take place. But for some reason, this did not make her happy in any way. To forget about her sad thoughts, the girl decided to arrange a little vacation for herself and go to Amsterdam. Once, after a busy day, the girl was sitting on a bench waiting for her friend with whom she planned to spend the rest of the evening. She watched passers-by and couples in love, and somewhere deep inside she felt envy seeing them. She was bored because there was no person with whom she could share good and bad moments in her life. And at that moment, she made a wish. After all, it would be her birthday soon. Who knows, her wish may come true. It was a wonderful moment, which was spoiled by a poor fellow. Emmy noticed an approaching homeless man. Usually, upon seeing such people, the girl ran away from them. She was just afraid of the homeless. With every step, the homeless person came closer to the girl, and Emmy seemed to freeze. She could not move. The homeless man turned out to be a young man, despite the fact that his whole face was almost covered with a beard. He was dirty and he smelled bad, and she could smell him from far away. Coming closer, he asked what time it was, although there was a huge clock opposite the bench. The girl looked at him in bewilderment and immediately answered 5:30. As Emmy recalls now, it was something inexplicable. I never made such acquaintances. Moreover, I always stayed away from them. But that day, I can't explain it. The guy's confidence was most striking because there was such a social difference between them, and he was not at all embarrassed and continued the conversation. Since there was enough time while Emmy was waiting for her friend, she did not drive the stranger away, but decided to talk to him a little bit. Word by word, they started talking, and the girl felt that it was very easy for her to talk with him. He understood her perfectly, and she could not stop looking into his eyes. It was strange, but she felt very comfortable, and the homeless man was also looking at the beautiful girl. The conversation lasted no more than 10 minutes when Emmy's friend approached. All this time, people looked in surprise at this couple. Before leaving, the homeless man named Vic jokingly made an appointment at the same place after 5 days. His confidence was astounding and exciting. Of course, the girl did not plan to come on the appointed day, and most likely the homeless man would also forget about it. But the next week, she could not stop thinking about Vic. Walking slowly, she decided to pass close to that same shop in order to watch from afar whether the homeless man would come to the meeting. And surprisingly, he was already sitting there and waiting for Emmy. Their next meeting was just fine. They talked a lot about life and got to know each other better. Emmy now recalls with a smile, the homeless man got ready and he even washed a bit, but his hands and nails were terribly dirty. He arrived on a small, almost childish bicycle, and he was holding a suitcase, which, as I thought, was only possible for lunatics. Then I found out that inside it were his sleeping bag and a can of beer. That same evening, the homeless man named Vic said that he had once traveled to Europe, but the money quickly ran out. It did not work out as he planned at all. He came from the USA and he had no parents. Whenever he got small earnings, he would waste it on alcohol, and he admitted it was a bad habit and he could not do anything about it. So he ended up in the street. Moreover, he had lived in the park for more than a year. Vic understood that he was just a homeless alcoholic, but when he saw Emmy, something inside him changed. Since that day, he has not drunk alcohol at all. They talked until late into the evening. Vic had an incredible sense of humor, and the girl felt very easy with him. At the end of the evening, Emmy said that she was returning to Vienna the next day. The girl did not know if they would ever meet again, and she left him her phone number as she was polite, and she left. In Vienna, the girl did not stop remembering him, a kind of holiday romance. But he is in Amsterdam and she is in Vienna. On the day when Emmy turned 30, the telephone rang in her house. The girl reluctantly picked up the phone, expecting to hear another congratulations, but instead she heard Vic's familiar voice. Her heart started beating faster. He just said to her, "Hi, I remember that you had a birthday, so I decided to congratulate you personally." The girl expected to hear simple words of congratulations, but the man, to her surprise, said that he wanted to go and visit her. Then, in bewilderment, she understood he was near her house. She asked how he had come, and Vic answered, "I arrived by train." He planned to come 2 days earlier, but the man was detained by police for stealing a chicken in a store. The girl remembered that day her whole life because since that time, Vic and Emmy have been inseparable. The man settled at the girl's house and started looking for a job right away. From the moment of their first meeting, Vic absolutely did not drink alcohol, and in a month, he changed so much that no one could see a homeless person in him. This handsome man could not be the same homeless person from the park. Having overcome many bureaucratic delays, in 2 years, Emmy and Vic got married. At first, the guy worked as an electrician, and in 6 years, the couple had twins, Dusta and Till. The man took this as a challenge. Now he had to work even harder because now he felt much more responsibility as a man and father in the family. He started a small repair company. 15 years have passed since then. The couple is doing well. The children know how their parents met, but still do not understand the details. They just found it funny that their dad used to live on a bench. Subsequently, Emmy wrote the book How to Fall in Love with a Man Who Lives in a Bush. After all, she literally found her happiness under the bush. Together, they appeared on the British channel and gave an interview where they talked about the book and the story of their love. As Emmy herself says, "For all these years, I have never regretted that I came to that meeting. We've never even fought, and he is such a husband that I've dreamed of all my life." Each of us has our own love story. We are connected with those who are our partners, and this story is the best proof of this. Friends, that is all for today. Write your opinion about this unusual couple. Also, rate the video. See you soon!